And the last time we got the change that we asked for in 2010, we nearly didn't get a change from the last dollar left in the treasury. Of course, it is a distinguished pleasure to once again represent the People's National Movement, yet again as the standard bearer for Buccoo, Mount Pleasant. I count it a privilege to be identified with the most organized, the most disciplined, the best political organization, not only in Trinidad and Tobago, but in the region. And of course, we have a long track record of 65 years in service to Trinidad and Tobago. And for those of you who may not know, we also have a long track record of 23 years as a Tobago Island Council representing the people here in Tobago. And yes, as a political organization, we have had our challenges, we have won elections, we have been in the opposition in the past, but I'm saying in spite of all of that, we continue to be the People's National Movement, the same name, the same color. We have produced some of the best leaders seen by this country, from Dr. Eric Williams to George Chambers to the late great Patrick Manning, and now our Tobago-born Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley. And of course, here in Tobago, we have produced the great Orville London. He was replaced by Mr. Kelvin Charles. And of course, we have young Ancil Dennis currently serving as Chief Secretary. And if that was not enough, we here in Tobago took it a step further by electing the first ever female to political leadership in the People's National Movement, none other than Mrs. Tracy Davidson Celestine. And therefore, I hear a lot of talk about 21 years of PNM in Tobago and that it's time for change. I want to remind the people of Tobago and the people of Trinidad and Tobago that the last time this country asked for change, and the last time we got the change that we asked for in 2010, we nearly didn't get a change from the last dollar left in the treasury. And therefore, I'm saying to the people of Tobago that within this distinguished political organization, we have had change. Because I'm saying from Orville London to Kelvin Charles, that was change. The fact that you have 15 candidates here representing the People's National Movement, a number of them new faces. Of course, we have a young lady by the name of Franca Cordner at the age of 24, I believe. I am saying that represents change. And therefore, you don't have to change political parties in order to get change. So I'm saying to the people of Tobago, the People's National Movement is the only choice to continue the governance of this island in very difficult circumstances at this time. And therefore, I want to talk a little about the PNM's track record and the PNM's achievements. I will not go back to 2001 because I will be here until next week. And therefore, I will focus only on the last 18 or so months and tell you, the people of Tobago, what this administration has been able to achieve over that short period of time. Because, of course, in the area of public administration, one of the first decisions made by this Chief Secretary was to look at the contractual arrangements of public servants here in Tobago. And we made a decision to standardize all contracts of our contract employees in the Tobago House of Assembly at 3 years. Because, of course, we recognize a challenge where in many instances persons were getting one-year contracts and they could not go to the bank to get loans and that kind of stuff to treat with their own business. And therefore, we took that policy decision. In the area of public administration again, we made a decision to establish right here in the Tobago House of Assembly a training and development center, because we recognize that in the Tobago space, there is a need for us to improve the capacity and the customer service across the Tobago House of Assembly, so that you, the people of Tobago, whether you be PNM or PDP, when you go to any department in the Tobago House of Assembly, you must receive good and effective service from the public servants. In addition to that, recently, of course, with this pandemic, the tourism sector, like many other tourism sectors across the globe, has been on somewhat of a standstill. And we took that opportunity to ensure that we treat with this long outstanding issue of customer service on the island. Because, of course, let's face it, Tobago does not give the kind of customer service that will allow us to be competitive enough with other destinations such as Grenada, Barbados, and St. Lucia. And therefore, your administration, this People's National Movement Administration, established a customer service training program, not only for the tourism sector, but across the entire island, where persons in the private sector and even the public sector will be exposed to customer service training. Of course, in the all-important area of agriculture, this pandemic has taught us that as an island and as a country, we must place more emphasis on the agriculture sector. And therefore, this administration at this point in time is engaging in a farmland development program. And I am pleased to tell the farmers across Tobago, farmers plying their trade currently, and even young and older persons who are interested in getting into agriculture, that as I speak, your PNM administration is engaging in the development of estates owned by the THA. Lamy Road in Argyle, Belmont Road right across the road in Hope, Friendship Estate down at Canaan, Indian Walk Estate in Moriah, and other areas of Tobago. We are going into those estates, and you will put in the roads, the lights, the water, and all the necessary infrastructure. And we are going to place those lands into the hands of farmers and give them an instruction to go out there and produce for you, the people of Tobago. Not only that, but we recognize that there was a challenge at the Cove Eco-Industrial Park, because I've heard a number of people across Tobago, people interested in agro-processing and other forms of agribusiness. They have been saying, Chief, the price at the Cove is a little too high. And of course, this administration made a decision to decrease the lease rents at Cove by almost 50%. And of course, added to that, we put in place a 5-year moratorium. And therefore, that presents an opportunity for more young people, especially here in Tobago, to be able to afford and access lands at Cove to engage in serious entrepreneurial pursuits, whether it be light manufacturing, agro-processing, or whatever they may want to get into on behalf of the people of Tobago. And I'm saying that is performance PNM style. In the area of infrastructure, we recently launched our community-based infrastructural development program. And that program will afford small contractors, a number of young men in communities across Tobago who open businesses and registered companies. They now have the opportunity to be engaged by the Division of Infrastructure and participate in the construction of drains, in the construction of walls, and even in some cases landscaping. So we are utilizing the persons in the community to treat with some of the drainage issues and other infrastructural issues across Tobago. And that will not only see some of your own challenges resolved, whether it be flooding or other issues within your communities. But it will also allow for employment to be created among especially the young persons in the community. And I'm saying that is performance PNM style. So of course, I can talk all night about the PNM's track record, even if I was to limit it to just over the last 18 months. And therefore, I want to say to the people of Tobago and to PNM people gathered here this evening, and even to people across Trinidad and Tobago, that with Farley Augustine, Tobago cannot win. Tobago must not be duped by Watson Solomon Duke. When they come to tell you, let me fix this, tell them they can't touch this. And I'm saying to you, the people of Tobago, and to the people of the PNM, because we are the great red army of the PNM, we ain't afraid none of them. Because come hell or high water, we're protecting Tobago's future. And we will all sing with one resounding voice on the 6th of December, sometime after 9 p.m. Great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we have prevailed.
Take no chance. Protect your future. On December 6th, vote PNM. Great is the PNM.